The name of my final project is Skateboard Mentality, which largely focuses on how skateboarding affects mental health and community. And so my research question was, how does skateboarding affect a person's mental health and community? So from personal experience, I would say that skateboarding is an overall beneficial thing to someone's mental health. Skating is a time to get away from life stresses and a time for someone to practice and learn about perseverance and determination. And some preconceived notions that I would have had is that I know that while I may think that skating is calming and helpful, I must also realize that everyone has a different view of something. To some, skating may literally be their life, and to others, it may be an escape from a miserable life. Others may try skating and not like it because of the risk of getting hurt, or it's just not for them. A lot of my research consisted of a case study that focused skateboard communities anchored by a skateboard shop. Case studies are often defined by events, activities, spaces, groups, institutions, or other factors. In this case study, 4,476 people were self identified as skaters, 2,075 were under 26 years old, and the average age was around 18.7. When asked about why do you skateboard, 76% said to have fun, 62% said to get away from stress, 58% said to learn new tricks, 37% said for transportation, and 28% said to be alone. While this data may not seem like it is very educational, when you correlate it to a different data, such as how the national average of high school students experiencing depression symptoms for almost every day or for 2 or more weeks was 31%, and how 17% of high school students report suicide ideations. This idea of fun is what is helping these kids find this community and how to stay active. So, for example, kids in the US stop playing organized sports by the age of 13 because it's just not fun anymore. This finding emphasizes the potential of skateboarding as a way for adolescents and teenagers to stay active and find community. There are multiple ways skaters look out for each other and find community within skateboarding circles. Those in the case study were asked two other questions. One was, what do you like best about your skate park? 54% said able to meet friends. 53% said people skating there. 49% said the layout and design. 36% said that the police don't bother them. And 32% said it was a safe place. The second question, which was a lot more personal, was who would they listen to for advice? A large percentage of respondents indicated that they agreed or strongly agreed they have people in their lives that they can turn to if they needed advice. They were all allowed to choose more than one answer, and the findings were that 71% said friends, 68% said parents or guardians, 46% said professional skateboarders, and 43% said other skateboarders. This shows the impact that skateboarding can have on a person and how this community that is built becomes this kinship of trust. So, what does this say about the community? In the case studies, multiple skaters likened their skate friends to family. Skaters found value in making sure other skaters felt welcome at skate parks. If skaters noticed something new, it was common standard to introduce themselves and their group or friends and to support efforts to learn a new skateboard trick. The kinship allowed new skaters to feel a sense of belonging and a place on their intrinsic motivation to become better. This is an important impact that skateboarding has on people. Those that are struggling in life and have this kinship, they are filled with motivation and support, which prevents bad choices that can ruin or end their lives. In this community, there are things such as informal mentorship, which often occur in skate parks, and it's frequently between older and younger skaters. Skate shops serve as a key sites for mentoring. With skate shops, owners play a particular salient role. The fact that skate shop owners care for skaters and support young people beyond skateboarding is very meaningful to skaters. It will motivate skaters to help out and give back to the community. So the overall case study findings are that skaters strongly value relationships formed through skateboarding and that the primary reason skaters go to the skate park is to meet up with friends. When relationships are formed and cultivated in safe places like the skate park around other skaters, the potential exists for fostering friendships, developing more complex network of friends and allies, including intergenerational and cross-cultural relationships. The case study also documented severe challenges facing skate youth across the country, from negative stereotyping related to skateboarding to poverty to racism and sexism, although data shows that skateboarding can lead to joy and relief. Apart from this case study, there is a lot more information on how skateboarding can affect mental health. Once someone has experienced a traumatic event or endured periods of high stress, their initial coping mechanisms are at an absolute low. This leaves their bodies in a state of almost constant shock or arousal, which significantly decreases their capacity to deal with any challenging situation or one which is perceived as a threat to their safety. There are predetermined factors such as genetics, living conditions, and early life experiences that play a massive role in one's mental health, brain development, and maturation. Although promising researchers have shown that predetermined behaviors and patterns in the brain can be rewritten, this increases the evidence that physical activity within a social environment, such as skateboarding, can be one of the most effective ways to reduce stress and strengthen resilience. Aside from the physical benefits regular participation can bring, skateboarding provides the opportunity to learn a gratifying skill in a supportive environment. Values such as cooperation, respect for others, and the importance of persistence are shown as well. To conclude everything, after researching about this and seeing all of this data, I believe that the benefits of skateboarding should be more relevant in people's lives. Skateboarding should be introduced to children to learn all of these positive values. While skateboarding may not be for everyone, there are those that have not tried it that can very much like it. While much of this data shows that skating can help overcome difficulties such as trauma, it is not always the solution. This is not a cure-all method, but it is a method that goes out of the box which can introduce someone to a wonderful community and a new pastime or even a path to a career. Skateboarding is seen as an act of rebellion, giving it a bad rep. With this information, one can see that skateboarding is not a bad thing to do. While it may be dangerous at times, it gives someone the same or more satisfaction and ethic practice than other sports would give. As I said before, this method to treat things such as trauma is so out of the box that it works. It is a great thing to introduce to someone, and I am very happy that I was able to present about the benefits of skating when it comes to mental health.